So I finally got my hands on some of the new Optic football. My first box was so terrible, I'm scared to open the second. I got like 3 Tucker Crafts. What am I supposed to do with that? I'm definitely just sticking to singles. Anyway, what is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another video, and welcome to me ranking the NFC divisions by position. If you guys happen to miss Monday's video, that was me doing the AFC divisions. And before we hop right into this, we just got a couple of plugs as usual, so don't forget to use code WyattzWorld on G Fuel or Prize Picks. You can save yourself a discount on any G Fuel products or match up to $100 of your first deposit. But that's all I got. Let's get into the video. Alright guys, so here we are beginning with the NFC North, and we're going to be doing this the same exact way we did it on Monday, and we will still be moving at express speed because I'm even going to try and work ahead to get you guys a Memorial Day video, and that wasn't originally in my plans, but we'll see what we can do. So, starting off with the quarterback position, and this one's actually kind of tough. I think I'm going to go, we're not going long run, we're just going right now. By a hair, we'll go Goff, then Love, then Caleb, then JJ. The young guys here is just draft projection, and Love and Goff, I really feel like you can flip a coin right now. Now we got running backs. I'm gonna go Gibbs, Aaron Jones, Josh Jacobs, and DeAndre Swift. Pretty firm on that one. Now we got receivers. Since we haven't seen Odunze play yet, I'm still gonna give it to Jettas and Addison. Then we'll go Chicago because Keenan Allen and DJ Moore alone, that's elite. Then we're gonna go Detroit because St. Brown is not gonna bottom out a list, even if he is by far the best out of anybody else there. And then ending, we got Green Bay, which I actually love their receivers. I just think everybody there is really solid. Nobody's really superstar elite yet. Tight end, Hawkinson, Laporta, Komet in a pretty close line there. And then Luke Musgrave or Tucker Craft. Offensive line, I'm gonna go Lions, then the Vikings. I actually think they have an underrated O-line. Then we'll go Green Bay. They still have a good one, but they did lose Bach now for good. And Chicago, who doesn't have a bad O-line either, honestly. Now we got defense, Packers, Lions, Bears, Vikings. That one I'm pretty firm on too. I absolutely love Green Bay's defense. And Minnesota's, by the way, again, isn't terrible. All these defenses are going to be reasonably good. But as of now, I do think Minnesota's defense would be the biggest question mark. And now we got head coach. Campbell, I like KOC. Then we'll take LaFleur and then Eberflus, who I don't actually hate that much anymore either. But at the same time, still not really sure what the fuck he does. Anyway, that's my ranking for the NFC North. It's pretty scattered. All right, now we're on to the NFC East, and starting with the quarterbacks. We're gonna go Dak. Stop, don't even start. Then Jalen, then we'll go Jaden, then Daniel Jones. I'd rather have somebody who's never played an NFL game over Daniel Jones, I mean that. When it comes to Dak and Jalen, like, who can throw the football better? Don't even say Jalen, stop. Moving on to running backs. Saquon, probably Brian Robinson, then Devin Singletary and Zeke. I wanna put Devin at 2, but B-Rob, I gotta give him his flowers. I was really mean to him for a couple years, and he's not bad at all. Moving on to wide receiver. Philly, Dallas, Washington, New York. There's no argument there at all to even be had. Tight end, Goddard, Ferguson, Waller. He is not that good anymore. Stop it. Again, stop. He hasn't been good for years. And then Zach Ertz, who's like in a retirement home. By the way, is anybody else's social media just nothing but Kelsey Plum and saying Darren Waller fumbled her? Don't get me wrong, she's a smoke show. I'm just saying that's all I've seen on social media for like literally a week. Now we got offensive line. We'll go Eagles, Dallas, New York, and Washington. Look, Philly and Dallas are both still good, but both lost key parts to their O-lines. New York, they're not necessarily the best, but they're not the worst by any means when you have a team like Washington who allows their quarterback to get sacked 5,000 times. I know that was last year, but we haven't seen them play with this new O-line yet. I have every right to assume they're still just going to be diddly dog shit. At this point, I think like really bad criminals who are on death row should be forced to play quarterback at Washington without pads for a game because, I mean, it would be done. Now we got defense. I'm actually going to go Dallas, Philly. It's close, but again, Philly, they should be a lot better. We don't actually know for sure. In Dallas last year against the pass, they were ranked like 5th. They also allowed the 5th least amount of points. Like, they might have lost a few people, but they kept all the key factors of that defense, if you're asking me. Anyway, moving on to finished defenses, we will go with the Giants, then Washington. I mean, again, I said it before, the Commanders signed a damn retirement home and think they put together the 07 Patriots. Giants might have lost McKinney, but they added Brian Burns. I mean, I feel like their defense isn't going to be all that bad. And ending, we got the head coach. Wow, this is disgusting. Give me Daboll, McCarthy, Dan Quinn, and then Sirianni. I honestly hate every coach besides Daboll, so like flip a coin for the last three. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is also my positional rankings for the NFC East. All right, we are now on to the NFC South. So starting with quarterbacks here, we'll go Kirk Cousins, Baker, Bryce Young, Derek Carr. And there's not a single one of you who can make me put Derek Carr above anybody here. I don't care if he's not actually worse than Bryce Young. I won't fucking have it. I will have nothing to do with him. He is the plague. He is the bane of my existence. Now we got running backs. Bijan, Kamara, Rashad White, and since we haven't seen Jonathan Brooks take over yet, and we're assuming it's still Chuba Hubbard, well, hell, I'd rather have Tyler Algier over him, and whoever the backup on Tampa Bay is too. Now we got wide receivers. We're gonna go Tampa. Then we'll go Noah, probably Carolina, and then Atlanta. I feel like the first two aren't a question. The second two could be, but I'd rather honestly have Deontay and Thielen right now than Drake London and company. Drake is good, but his surrounding core is not the best. Now we got tight ends. We're gonna go Pitts, Cade Otton, who's actually quite underrated. Then we'll go Juwan Johnson and Tommy Tremble. Juwan Johnson might be a little underrated too, not gonna lie. On to the O-line. Yikes, I'm not really sure here. Probably Falcons, Bucks, Panthers, and Saints. My only comment on that is, didn't the Saints just have a ton of issues with the guy they drafted last year, Penning? Like, he was supposed to be a building block and ended up kind of just being a step backwards for him, which is just not gonna help him at all, obviously, going into this year. Something else about that guy too, like he's just like a huge asshole. Now we got defense. I'm gonna go with Atlanta. I like their secondary too much to pass them up. Then I'm gonna go with the Saints. They do have a good defense. They're just aging, and there's no question about that. Probably the Bucks and then the Panthers, which sucks because they both have players that I really like, but sometimes it's just how the apples fall off the tree. And ending, we got the head coach. Oh my gosh. Canales, because he seems like a nice guy. Morris, he seems nice, but also kind of an idiot. Then we'll go Todd and Dennis. I think the two coaches who aren't brand new in this division are both fucking terrible. That is my ranking for the NFC South. And now we are ending with the NFC West. So QBs, I won't be naive. I'll give it to Brock. Tell you what, if this was Stafford 3 years ago, I'd give it to him for sure, but he doesn't have that arm anymore. So it's Brock, Matt, Kyler, Geno. I'm firm on that too, by the way. Now we'll go running backs. I'm gonna go CMC, Kyron Williams. Honestly, James Conner and then Kenneth Walker. And don't get the wrong idea, neither of the running backs are bad. But James Conner is really, really underrated. Like, really underrated. He's a really good runner, really good catcher, really good dude. That'll bring us to wide receivers, where we will go with LA. Then I'll go to San Francisco, then Seattle, then Arizona. And these are three elite receiving rooms, but Seattle, well, they have a wide receiver who refuses to try and get more yards every time he catches the ball. And I'm not gonna lie, that pisses me the fuck off. Oh, he's protecting his body. I don't give a shit. There's so many times this guy could get like an extra 10 to 15 yards and he just doesn't. And yes, I'm talking about Tyler Lockett. I know he's a great guy, but he drives me nuts. Anyway, moving on to the tight ends. We got George Kittle. Then we're gonna go Trey McBride, Higbee, and Noah Fant / the guy they drafted. If you're asking yourselves right now, who is Trey McBride? I suggest you go and watch some tape because you're gonna hear a lot more about him going forward. That guy is a dog. Now we got the O-line. I'm gonna go Rams, 49ers, Seattle, and the Cardinals. Look, I think LA and San Francisco both have good O-lines, but if I'm being honest, I feel like San Francisco's is more of the Trent Williams effect. And what I mean by that is if he wasn't there, like no kidding, they would be a lot worse, but I don't think they would be looked at as like this prestigious unit. Like not even close to what they are with his name just there. Now we got defense. I'm gonna go San Francisco, LA, Seattle, and the Cardinals. Seattle fans are gonna absolutely hate me after this, and the funny thing about it is I don't hate you guys at all. Not one bit. In the end, we got head coaches. Give me McVay, Shanahan, and that's not close. One of these guys can win a ring. One of them can't. Then we'll go James Murray from Impractical Jokers and Mike McDonald. Just another guy I know little to nothing about other than the fact that he was very good in Baltimore. And that is gonna do it for the NFC West. And that is gonna do it, ladies and gentlemen, for me ranking the NFC divisions by position. If you guys like this video, you know what to do to show support, and let me know in the comments where you guys differ from me. Those are always fun. Anyway, in the meantime, I'm gonna get this edited so you guys can watch it on time and hopefully allow myself to get a video done for you guys on Monday. So take care, and as always, I will see you in the next video.